Thanks, Joe. It seems like you were talking about somebody who's actually an idyllic image in a lot of people's heads. But if, in fact, a small fraction of it has any semblance of truth, I'm appreciative. Standing in a form previously occupied by icons such as Alma Tropsel Weingart, John Comet, Dr. Tommy Thomas, John Wydrow, Rex Mitchell, Paul Goldberg, Henry Seward, and Neil Todhunter, and others is at least humbling and nearly intimidating. Despite this analytical bump, I remind you that Franklin Roosevelt on speech making said, "Be sincere, be brief, be seated." I oftentimes follow this dictum, and I plan to do so this evening. Many thanks are the first relevant issue. The Venango Chamber staff of Susan Ashley and Tabitha for pulling this party together, my nurse nominating friends Sally Johnson and Karen King, and the many endorsement letter writers for their confidence. My wife Angie, children Joe, Rob, Tom, Julie and spouses, and 11 grandchildren, for the love, joy, and pride they bring me. They are all my first-line support system. A brief anecdote about another support system. Between the late 80s and mid-90s, three of us, namely Ned Stanley, Paul Goldberg, and I decided we'd get together periodically for dinner and conversation, and we did on approximately a monthly basis get together for good food, appropriate beverages, and much dispensing of philosophy and wisdom. My main regret is that we did not have a scribe with us to take down most of these items that truly were mind-boggling, if not near truths. My final thanks go to the many capable and caring people I've had the privilege to work with for the past 32 years. I realize that they always made me more than reality, and I thank you all very much. In many situations, it seems some people have an edge, an advantage that other folks don't have. And I'm certain I'm one of those folks with the edge for a couple of very simple reasons. I grew up on Spruce Street in a simpler time when the values of mutual respect, kindness, personal responsibility, and hard work were emphasized by our parents. A few years after my stroke, Tom, my son, sent me a world-class Christmas gift, a copy of The Last Line, which is Winston Churchill's biography. And Churchill, as you're well aware, spoke many memorable lines, my favorite being, quote, "Never give in, never give in, never give in, never, 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 never give in, except to conditions of honor and good sense." Though he spoke these in the context of World War II, I find them applicable to many of life's challenges. I'm going to close with a comment and a brief group question for you all to think about. You weren't looking nearly sleepy enough to bypass that. First, volunteerism is the pinnacle of self-satisfying activities for any of us and for all of us. The question, as posed by Dr. Martin Luther King, is as follows. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Again, what are you doing for others? And that is the essence of volunteerism, obviously. One final thing I didn't do, I wanted my sons Rob and Tom and daughter Julie to stand for a moment of recognition. And finally, most of the words are gone. Step right up to this. That's so precious that we're hesitant to pass it around, lest somebody drink it or spill it. It in fact is a bottle of Merlot that a friend of mine gussied up quite a bit with some very appropriate words. Angie, vintage in Italy for an Angie Pilewski. Again, I thank you all very much for coming, and have a safe travel home, and may God bless us all. Thank you very much.